done.
It's a shame, man. It's a shame. I don't know. I honestly can't actually tell you what the issue is, but...
Lawsuit against him, and we'll leave it in the hands of the lawyers.
And my lawyers are dealing with that. So I haven't really even put any thought into it. Don't care. You know, I get sued all the time for stupid shit. I'm 5-0.
The boxing world is in absolute chaos. Anthony Joshua has taken the unprecedented step of suing Jake Paul for a staggering $700 million after the YouTube star abruptly pulled out of their fight. This isn't just a canceled bout. It's a full-scale confrontation, both legally and publicly, and AJ isn't holding back. Fans and fighters alike were blindsided when Paul backed out, leaving millions invested and expectations.
I can't predict the future. I don't know what will happen. I don't know, but for the near future, I don't see it happening now.
Sky high. The audacity of this move has sparked outrage, and Joshua is making it clear. Cancel my fight, and you will pay the price. This lawsuit isn't a mere formality. It's a declaration that Paul can't simply evade accountability.
I have to do my job. It's the only thing that's in my mind right now. And there's no extra time in boxing. Yeah, so yes, I have to do my job. And
Anthony Joshua is sending a crystal clear message. He doesn't mess around. Eddie Hearn has been vocally seething over Paul's antics. Calling him a paper tiger, Hearn slammed Paul's behavior as disrespectful, irresponsible, and completely unprofessional. Pulling out at the last moment.
To pull out with all the money that's been spent and for squeaky bum time is not the way forward. And I think Jake Paul's game.
After massive hype and investment is more than frustrating. It's an embarrassment for everyone involved. Joshua's legal action now seems inevitable, and for good reason. Jake Paul's actions carry serious consequences, and the courts may now expose the full...
Yeah. I can't predict the future. I don't know what will happen. I don't know, but for the near future, I don't see it happening now.
...extent of his recklessness. Insiders, like Johnny Nelson and Charlemagne, suggest there's even more happening behind the scenes than the public realizes. Rumors swirl about Paul's motives, painting a picture of a fighter trying to wiggle out of responsibility. Joshua's lawsuit fits perfectly into this narrative.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that possibility.
I mean, could you envision that someday?
I don't know. I think...
Paul may have thought he could slip away without consequence, but his credibility is rapidly eroding, both in the ring and in the court of public opinion. Jake Paul himself attempted to explain his withdrawal, but in doing so, he only underscored his unpreparedness.
The rumors are true. You know what I mean? If the rumors are true, because that's what I was told, and you know I heard they were just looking for a reason to part ways.
Fans see through the excuses. This is classic avoidance. AJ is positioned to humiliate him, whether in court or, if the fight had happened, in the ring. The combination of legal pressure, public scrutiny, and a stacked track record of heavyweight excellence makes Paul's position...
Well, we knew half an hour ago. You probably noticed I've been on the phone running back and forth.
...dangerously precarious. Commentators like Spencer Brown highlight the chaos of Paul's sudden exit, emphasizing the scramble behind the scenes. Analysts, insiders, and fans are all watching, and Paul's lack of professionalism is under a microscope. The legal storm...
Unfortunately, there is going to be, there needs to be an inquiry straight after this, why, what. But that's what I'm hearing. This news is as fresh to me as it is you. I'm quite sure when this goes out, it's going to be all over the place anyway.
Storm surrounding him could define his career, highlighting his failure to step up against a legitimate world-class heavyweight. The inquiry into the cancellation may reveal motives and excuses that make Paul's actions appear even more questionable. Social media is merciless. Fans are dissecting every statement, mocking Paul for overestimating his ability to compete with someone of AJ's caliber. Tom Little didn't hold back, noting,
I'm not saying he can't fight, I'm not saying he's rubbish, I'm not saying he's useless, but we will see how good he is. And if I'm right in what I'm saying, he'll quit.
that Paul talks a big game online, but folds when the real stakes hit. This isn't about skill alone. It's about heart, courage, and composure under pressure, all areas where Paul is now being exposed. Analysts like Ben Davidson and Lawrence Oakley have weighed in with a harsh but accurate assessment. Paul lacks the speed, power, and athleticism necessary to contend with a heavy...
Looking up at Daddy there and just seeing, how big he is, and just my eyes were kind of going into his nipples and stuff, which I kind of liked. And then basically I was just like, whoa, he's big in that. And then, I can't believe how...
...heavyweight like Joshua. Every online forum, comment section, and thread is roasting him for thinking YouTube fame translates into legitimacy inside the squared circle. AJ's raw athleticism and technical skill make this matchup laughable, even without stepping into the ring. The narrative isn't just hype, it's fact. Paul's clumsy footwork, soft approach, and lack of real fight experience mean he is already losing in public opinion. David Hayes' assessment cuts through the...
Dangerous in the sense of for the health of Jake, would you say? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a sport that we love, and I think we need to protect that. And he's one of the most dangerous guys in the world to go step in a ring with. Like, you saw that with Ngannou, who was a seasoned, one of the most durable men on the planet in one of the toughest sports in combat sports.
Delusion. Anthony Joshua is a heavyweight colossus, battle-tested and world-class. Jake Paul is a social media star dabbling in boxing, relying on hype, luck, and PR stunts. The contrast couldn't be starker. Standing next to AJ, Paul looks like a lightweight in every sense. Size, power, skill, and presence are all miles apart. Hayes' point reinforces a brutal truth. Even if the fight had gone forward, it would have...
Bigger head guards, bigger gloves, so stuff like speed and athleticism plays more of a factor because you're able...
...been a mismatch and a public embarrassment for Paul. Frank Warren agreed, describing any Paul versus Joshua fight as a disaster waiting to happen. Fans online are merciless, flooding social media with memes, clips, and predictions of humiliation. Paul is clearly out of his depth. Commentators across the board, from David Hay to Derek Chisora, agree Paul is catastrophically overmatched. This isn't a competitive scenario, it's a public spectacle of what happens when someone without true fight credentials steps into a real heavyweight ring. The general consensus is harsh but straightforward. Paul has no knockout power against a fighter like Joshua, no technical skill to challenge him, and no mental readiness to face world-class pressure. Jael Sonnen, Frank Warren, and other insiders point out that Paul's reliance on luck and controversy has only temporarily shielded him. Against a legitimate heavyweight like AJ, he would be full.
Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand next to him.
Exposed. The hype surrounding Paul collapses under scrutiny. Social media roasts and analyst commentary are relentless. Every weak moment from Paul is magnified, creating a narrative that could haunt his career permanently. Derek Chisora's blunt warnings leave no room for doubt. Jake Paul is catastrophically outmatched. Fans are already envisioning a one-sided demolition, joking about ambulances and online shaming. The reality is clear. Paul is delusional if he believes he can compete with someone of AJ's caliber. Fame, bravado, and social media clout are meaningless against a trained world-class heavyweight. Now, with the $700 million lawsuit, Joshua isn't just making a statement. He's taking action. The legal consequences could be catastrophic for Paul, underscoring that canceling a fight with a real champion has serious repercussions.
Can he do it or not? This is a car crash, and people will watch it because that's what people do at car crashes, and that's what this is.
This is about accountability as much as it is about money. The public, analysts, and officials are all watching, and Paul's reputation hangs in the balance. The saga is far from over. Fans are calling Paul out relentlessly, mocking him for thinking he belongs in AJ's world. Every expert, from David Haye to Derek Chisora, confirms the overwhelming consensus. Paul is not ready, not skilled, and nowhere near the level of a legitimate heavyweight contender. Social media memes, pundit commentary, and legal actions are converging to expose Paul fully. Anthony Joshua's lawsuit is more than a financial move. It's a message. Cancel a fight, evade responsibility, or underestimate a world champion.
Problem that Paul ran into is when Feldman turned in a ridiculous decision, which is where Paul should have.
And there will be consequences. Paul's excuses, antics, and bravado are unraveling under scrutiny. Analysts, fans, and insiders all see the writing on the wall. This is a public lesson in what happens when YouTube fame meets real-world combat. The drama will dominate boxing headlines for months. Paul's credibility, already fragile, is slipping fast. Legal battles and public perception combine to create a scenario where Paul may never recover his perceived legitimacy. Joshua's $700 million lawsuit is a warning shot to anyone thinking they can dodge accountability while stepping into a real fighter's domain. This story is far from finished. The fallout will be analyzed, debated, and dissected by fans, insiders, and analysts alike. Paul's reputation is on the line, and Joshua's legal move could reshape expectations for accountability in boxing match contracts. For fans following the drama,
whatever happened to be exciting?
Does he have the power to knock out Joshua?
No, he hasn't got the power to knock out Joshua.
How does that fight end?
Jake Paul going in an ambulance, bro.
the question remains, how much of Jake Paul's career is left after this humiliation? Will AJ dominate both legally and physically, or is there a small chance Paul surprises us? One thing is certain. This saga has exposed everything from Paul's lack of preparation to his fragile public image. The $700 million lawsuit is more than money. It's a reality check. AJ is holding Paul accountable, and the world is watching. Every analyst, insider, and fan agrees. Jake Paul is dangerously out of his league, and Anthony Joshua is making sure the public and courts alike see exactly why.